Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 92 and today I am back after my I think 5 or 6 day absence. I haven't been making any national squad builds because, as I mentioned in my last video, the prices have dropped quite drastically. So I've decided to make this series I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. So this is going to be the sort of rough format, lads. So if you want to put your input in it during this episode in the comments, do that. And I'll try and make it for the next few episodes. What is basically going to be, if you can't tell by the title, is if I was Manchester United manager, who would I buy? This is what it basically is. Who's going to be the ins and outs? So I'm just going to look at the team here. As you can see, they're running the I think it's 4-4-1-1. I think that's the way they sort of play. And then the right back position, I'm not 100% sold on Raphael, to be honest, but he is a young player and he's been out loan places and that has sort of been the backup. But now he's getting a run in the first team. And I think he's playing well enough because Jones is actually injured, so he's getting a run. So I'd actually just keep him, lads. I wouldn't go ahead and, I know piss checking and things like that's been mentioned. I'd actually keep him. Moving on to the centre back, and that's going to be Rio Ferdinand. I would actually let this guy go at the end of the season, lads. This is what's going to be my verdict, because he's very rarely fit and he's on a very high contract. And you've got people like Smalling, Evans, and Jones ready to step up to the plate, and he's just taking up the spot. So if I was a Manchester United manager, I'd give him to the end of the season and then just let him go. Vidic I'd actually keep though, just because he's a strong character in the dressing room, and I think he is the captain. I'm not 100% sure on that. He's only 30, so he has got a couple of years left in him, and I think just to be there in and around sort of the youngest players like Jones and Powell, etc., I think that's going to be a good step. The left back is going to be Patrice Evra. Of course, that's who they play, but I'm not 100% sold on him either. I think he's sort of out at the end of his run. He is scoring goals, but I think Leighton Baines would be an absolute monster buy if they can somehow pull that off. I don't think Everton should sell him right enough, and I will get to Everton sooner or later, but if Man United can pull off Baines, I'd definitely say that's the world-class purchase. The right midfield player is someone I think is starting to get in his zone a little bit now. He is, of course, got thrown into the role of Cristiano Ronaldo after he left, and he isn't too fantastic, but you know, he's a solid player. He works hard, tracks back and attacks, so I'd actually just keep him because he's sort of a labouring player. The two centre mids get a lot of stick, well, especially Michael Carrick, because of the price actually cost. So I would actually sell him as well, lads. I would not keep him in the side because he does play decent, but he's nothing too special, and sometimes I just think it can be quite frustrating. The same for Fletcher as well. He has got that bowel problem, and he's sort of got over it now. And Anderson as well. I'd sell Anderson at the end of the season, or maybe just during the January transfer window. So yeah, I would actually let Fletcher go, maybe get some more games underneath his belt to get fully recovered. Nani is a player I would also go, and you'd also get decent transfer value because he is only 25, but he's so selfish, lads. And I think you've got Valencia in that position. I think he's more of a hard-working teammate who'll dig in when the time gets rough. So I'd actually sell Nani as well. And here's Powell. I've actually talked about him before in a few commentaries. I really like Powell as a player, and he just doesn't get any game time. I know he's only 18, but if you actually start building right now and have Powell and Cleverley playing with each other for just say like a season, get a season underneath their belt, know where each other are, sort of like Giggs and Scholes back in the day with Beckham, etc. If you build them in young and know where they are, it's just going to sort of stead. So I'd actually play Powell in there instead of Michael Carrick and Darren Fletcher. Left mid, I'm not 100% happy with Young, to be honest, but I think they'll keep him because he is a solid player. He is good on the ball, and he's got a nice free kick on him as well. And when he does turn up to the dance, I should say, he does play well. But when he does have his bad days, he dives all about the place, and it is pretty embarrassing. But I think he's sort of... I think he's going to just start to stick in the left mid position, so I'd actually just keep him there and sort of give him more games. You could also play Kagawa in midfield, but just for the sake of this, I'm just going to talk about Wayne Rooney first in the centre forward position. I'd keep him there because what he's got has got a good attacking work rate and defensive work rate in real life. You know, he'll track back. How many times you've seen him match of the day or during games? They'll do a bad pass in the third offence and then actually chase back and win the ball back. In real life, I don't think he's... I don't like him, I should say. The man, I should say, but I do actually like the football player Wayne Rooney. I think he's unbelievable the way he just sort of works so hard for the team. He'd absolutely give his all for the team every minute. Doesn't matter if you're playing Stoke or Barcelona in the Champions League final, he'll chase every single ball, and I think that's what sort of makes Man United special with them sort of players. The striker's Robin van Persie, and although he's banging in goals left, right and centre, and he's in the form of his career the last 2 seasons or so, he is 29, lads, and Manchester United fans have got to remember that. He's got about 1 or I would say 2 or 3 years at the top left in him, I would say, before he starts his decline. But Man United's always done that. They've sort of like bought players and then just moved on really quickly. Just look at times of Van Nistelrooy, things like that. Danny Welbeck is someone I consider a lot to be like Daniel Sturridge when he played for Chelsea. You know, he's good, he's got all the potential in the world, but I don't think he's going to fulfil it that good when he plays for Man United, because he's on a high wage, lads. He's on a long contract. And I just don't think he bothers. I think he's happy sitting on the bench or sitting in the reserves bench. Hernandez is someone I would actually play, and I think's miles better than Welbeck. I'd actually sell Welbeck, lads. And in the years coming, as Van Persie starts to decline, start playing Wayne Rooney and Hernandez. They've already got that partnership sort of built. So I think that's definitely a way to go for if you're a Manchester United fan. And in the upcoming years, you want Rooney just playing behind Hernandez for that to build. Kagawa and Phil Jones there as well. If he can get fit, lads, he can replace Rio Ferdinand any day of the week, I'd say. It's just got to get the injuries behind him. So if they does get that, lads, I think Evans and Jones, or Smalling and Jones, would be an absolute unbelievable partnership at the back, with Baines at left mid. So in the ends, lads, I'd actually buy Zaha. If I'm letting Welbeck go and Machera go, you're going to need a backup striker just in case injuries do happen. So Zaha from Crystal Palace, of course, and Baines I've already mentioned. The outs are basically Welbeck, Nani, Macheda, Fletcher, Carrick and Ferdinand at the end of the season, lads. Not in the January transfer window, but sell Ferdinand at the end of the season. So yeah, lads, this has been the very first episode. It's very rough. So if you've got a sort of format you like, or something a little bit differently I could talk about, or of course another squad to pick for episode 2, leave that down in the comments, lads. I want to have as much feedback as possible from you guys, so I know how to do this series correctly. As always, I've been CJ Novo 92. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.